mask off if that's okay, because I'm pretty soft-spoken. Oh, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. By the way, Sally is a new friend of mine. We met on Facebook just 3 days ago. I reached out. I said, come over and support Sally. We appreciate your support. My name is Nicole Vin. I love you. I love you. Thank you guys all to be here. My name is Nicole Vin. I am a proud Asian American, and I am a proud anti-racist. And I am so proud to be standing, and I met so much new friends just this morning, taking pictures. Thank you for the organizers. Yan Suk, thank you for my beautiful bouquet. Shout out to Yan Suk. This is just my second time rallying, so I'm nervous as heck. Show me some love. Melion! All right, let's get this party started. A little background about myself. My dad was my war hero. He fought the communists during the Vietnam War. We immigrated here in 1975 when I was just 3. He instilled in me the patriotism of this country, which I still think America is the best country in the world. They embraced us with opportunities, gave us the freedom. I stand behind the value of freedom, and with that is the freedom of expression, freedom of speech. That's why we're here, right? We're here to speak out against anti-Asian crime, violence, and we're here to speak up for unity. My experience dated way back eons ago, okay? I'm old. 2nd grade, 1979, folks. I was in an art class, seated in a table, 3 other kids, Caucasian. I was in the table, we were given spoons to form a mold of clay art. The boy in front of me, this is 2nd grade, he looks at me and he drops his spoon. He asks everybody around him, hey you guys, why does the Chinese name always sound like the drop of a spoon, ching chong ding dong? And everybody was laughing, and now I can but I was so remorseful. I just looked down. I was embarrassed. In junior high in Houston, we moved around a lot, by the way, guys. We moved to 8 states. I changed 3 high schools and 3 colleges, so it was tough. In 10th grade, I was in Connecticut. I had a French class. The teacher went around saying, hey guys, I have a riddle. How long is a Chinaman? And I'm thinking, what the F? What does this have to do with French? But he goes around asking every single person, wastes 30 minutes of our lecture time, how long is a Chinaman? How long is a Chinaman? We don't know. He comes to me and he looks at me like because I'm the only Asian in there, like I'm expected to know. I said, I don't know. So he comes in the front of the class, he goes, you get it? How long is a Chinaman? His name is How, the last name is Long. Everybody laughed, and I'm just beside myself, guy. I'm like, what a jerk. In high school, the same high school in Connecticut, I was in the library, sitting in front of 3 guys. They look at me out of the blue, unprovoked. He turns to his friend and says, you guys, I don't get it. What's the difference between Chinese, Japanese, and Vietnamese? Because they all look the same to me. And I was just like, again, I had no voice during those times, okay? At that time, I had no voice. I went home. I was outcasted in high school. I was isolated. I was bullied. So that's what started my poetry. There was no one to talk to, so I put thoughts onto paper. I've written for 31 years, by the way. Oh, all right, fast forward to Yukon, 1990. I was starting orientation. The very first day of orientation, they invited this Asian American lady to come up and speak. Lo and behold, she talks about her experience about racism at Yukon. Back in 1987, her last name was H.O., so I knew she was Vietnamese. She cried the whole time. I was sobbing. And she shared with us the horrible incident that years prior, she was in a school bus going to a football game. And what she described as, quote, a bunch of jocks, unquote, in the bus. She was sitting there, she felt something wet on her head. She thought it was something dripping. She looked around, it was the guy spitting on her head. He spat more and more. And they all started singing, we all live in the yellow submarine. Now, come on now. Really? I was crying at the end of her speech. What resonated and what stays embedded in my heart is her words. I am not a victim, I'm a survivor. Go, girlfriend. I was so happy. That was the time where it made me realize I need to stand up more for myself. like this girl is doing. But I told myself, wow, am I going to this, what am I getting into this college, you know? But it was, you know, UConn wasn't too bad. Fast forward to onset of the pandemic, all right? Last February, I was on a flight from Delta visiting my best friend from Florida back to California. As we deboarded, the lady, middle-aged lady on my right of the aisle, she comes up, she just notices me. She looks at me in disgust, and she pulls her turtleneck up over her mouth and nose, and then she runs off. And I'm, you know, I was gonna say something. She left so fast I couldn't say a damn thing. But you know, I look around me, and everybody was just nodding their head like, what? You know, they supported me. They said, oh, don't worry, it's okay, we got you. They're like, okay. Trader Joe's Corona last September. I was waiting in line. They already had the 6-foot social marking distance, okay? We all wearing our mask. I stand politely 6 foot behind this middle-aged in their 20s couple, waiting to buy my grocery. They turn around. They immediately left the line. They went to the line two lines down. This time I spoke up. By this time, I went to and I said, for your information, guys, I don't have the coronavirus just because I'm Asian. Come on, wake up and get out of your little box you live in. How rude. And you know what they did? Nothing. They just looked a wild embarrassment, and everybody else is smiling at me. Effing props right there, okay? We all need to speak out, because this is ridiculous. All right? This is ridiculous. So, with all the uptick going on today, it just breaks my heart. It really does. And I want to give a shout out to my brothers and sisters, Asians with attitudes. Where are you at? Woo! They have been bravely patrolling Chinatown in Oakland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and they're only spreading right now. They're only gonna spread. And please open in the Inland Empire. I'll be there. I'm from Riverside. We need y'all, okay? And also the grassroots organization that's patrolling in Oakland as well. There's so much grassroots, so I appreciate y'all, and I want to say a shout out to all of the Asian American celebrities and media, the press, for using your platform to raise awareness. Y'all know who you are. Because there's only one race, and that's the human race.
That's right.
We all have 2 legs, 2 arms, 10 fingers, 1 face. All right? So when you look in the... When you look in the mirror next time, be proud of your heritage. Be proud of the face looking back at you. And I want to share a little bit of history, okay? Without Black history, there would be no Asian American history. Because if it wasn't for the Civil Rights Act, the Immigration and Nationality Act would not have passed, which was the bridgeway that allowed countless Asian Americans into this country. So I stand here and say we unite with our Black brothers and sisters. All right? Blacks, whites, Asians, Latinos, Muslims, LGBTQ+. All of us, we stand with you. All right? So let's stand united together and fight for justice, fight for peace, love, equality, and fight against hate, crime, and violence. We have been silent too long. We're not going to be silent anymore. All right? And one last thing, I'm sorry, I got to say this out, okay? Got to keep it real. For those who have told us to go back to our country, I say to you, you go back to your country. All right? Because America is a melting pot for everybody. We're rich in diversity, especially California. I'm very proud to be here. And if you go back to history, we're actually on stolen land because it belongs to the Native Americans, indigenous people. It's up for them too. Thank you for the law enforcement also for being here to protect us. And I back the blue. So, last thought, last statement. Thank you so much. We are not the virus. Racism is. Thank you.
Make sure you put the soup with the noodles.
Okay, what is this?
This is kalguksu, knife cut noodles. We make them, this is the one we make in-house.
Okay.
There's 3 pork dumplings, vegetables on the side, and brown chicken on the other.
Okay.
And this is pork dumplings.
Oh, nice.
some our garlicky kimchi.
And you can hit to on Grubhub and
All the
delivery.
delivery apps, basically Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, and what's the last one? Why am I blanking out? DoorDash.
Are you saying we have the best dumplings in Koreatown?
It's the best dumplings in Korea.
There we go. Beautiful. Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good day.